Okay, I'm going to do my version of mask making. I've done many of these tutorials and even unfinished projects on this folio. I happen to like it a lot because you only have to have one page if it's done right. Some pages don't need any manipulation, like these, and I've mentioned these before. I have a whole stack of them, and they're ready to go into journals. What I love about them is that they have pockets. They have pockets on the inside and then pockets on the outside. Except this one I've sewn shut, so it does not. But some of them that I've made have realized that if I do this right, I can have a pocket on the inside and a pocket on the outside, or two pockets on the inside like these, not glued down yet. And then I've made even cards that I can cut out that fit and give me a little. This is a part obviously I'm not going to use, so I will be covering this. But anyway, I like the shape, and it fits in here and creates its own tabs. So and I've done this before, and I just can't stop making these because they're just so much fun. This one I made, and it has a double. I glued it down the middle, which I'm not inclined to do very often. But anyway, this has 4 of these sliding pockets. I haven't even glued this down yet, but I made these sweet tags, and they are the right size. I can size them using my Silhouette software. I can make them to fit without a whole lot of measuring. And I mean, I do measure, of course, on the software, but I can get them cut. Anyway, these tags, I love these folios. Like a whole stack of them. I even made a special box for them out of cereal boxes, and I have these empty tags ready to decorate. But what I'm doing today is showing my version of mask making when I get these, because I've improved a little bit in the process. Okay, so I downloaded Kerr's beautiful French collage papers, and they truly are gorgeous. But I manipulate them on my software. How do I manipulate them? I do a virtual cut and paste. I isolate parts of the paper that I want to be the fold down portion, and I rotate it 180 degrees. The part that will actually be the folding folio front and back cover is in the middle, and I just have to figure out what I want. And then I manipulate some of the images along in here to create a border. So the second thing I do is turn it over, and this has not really got the frayed burlap in it, because I use a little bit of my Inktense block, I think in Willow, and I dip it in water, rub it along here, so it creates what I want. So what I do is, before I do anything else, first of all I print it. I design it, boom and boom. This piece flipped upside down, so if there's any writing, it's going to be legible. This piece goes in the middle, and the measurements, you can do it manually by cutting and pasting. And the top part is for American 8.5 by 11. Everything is 8.5 wide, obviously, but the top part is 4.625, and you could make that 4.5 and adjust these, because it really doesn't matter too much. They'll just be slightly different size when you fold them. Then the middle part is 8.5 by 5, and the bottom half is 8.5 by 1.4, but you can adjust them accordingly. But that's what I start out with, and that's what I'm using. I rotate this 180 degrees, and I rotate the bottom 180 degrees. Then I print it. And then the second thing I do, not to bore you all, but I turn it over before I fold it and darken the insides, what will be the insides of these pockets. And I've done that in advance on several of these sheets, like so. And you'll see why, because it says if you do it before, this is actually printed on a bad printed piece of paper. And I've done it with every single sheet. I've rotated a section, kept the section, and rotated the section. And here's what happens when you do that. So let's get back to the red one. And so you look for a defining line. In this case, I had kept a fold, one of the edges on her papers. So I fold it there, and I could have, you know, folded it up a little bit or down a little bit. And then I bring this up, and you can make it bigger by not bringing it, like since there's a defining line right there, I could have made this pocket a little bit smaller by folding it there. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, so I fold it and fold it, and it's virtually done, except for, of course, our favorite little rounding of the corners and gluing. This is very sweet because it's a quick little pocket. Done. I glue the two sides here, and be careful that if you didn't, and you can fold this down to make the thing a little bit larger. You could fold it down not quite as far down. Just remember when you glue it, not to glue this part, only to glue the part that is touching the top part. That way you have a pocket here, as I mentioned, and you see how nicely it looks when I've already inked in the sides. So there, this is done. Glue, and then decorate. Put all whatever you want, little add your embellishments on there, and it is done. I would like to get all of the designers to do a page, one page of every one of their background papers, just like this. That is, flip it and let you print it out, so it could always be done. I'd be happy to share the ones, the files that I have with them, if they would offer them as part of their purchase package with no remuneration on my part, because I just enjoy doing it. The other thing I do is I like to round the inside pocket as well. I mean, round the corners of. So there you have it. It's just one. And that's how fast it is. Now, granted, this is another one I made, and I digitally used this little foliage here and copied it and repeated it, and then I think I did a little drop shadow behind it. Not anything wonderful, but as you can see, the writing here is now upside down. It's the right side, and then upside down up here. So when I turn this over and I bring it down to where the delineation is, like so, and fold it. Well, I really should do a better job of lining up the sides. Yeah, like so. And then bring this up to the delineation that I had. And I think in this case, it's going to be about right here. Because see that I can tell where I've pieced the images together, but it really doesn't matter because it's going to look nice anyway. So that's it right here. And then fold it in half. So I have a folio, instant folio envelope. Front, inside, page, page, pocket, pocket, and back out of this one piece of paper. And the fun part for me, and because I can do this, is to have it all reading perfectly. If I had just printed out the page, I don't even think it was in the proper orientation for this, because I think it was sideways, and this would have to be upside down portrait size. But I've done all of that. So now all that remains, again, is I round off my corners, and I like the insides rounded off, but it doesn't matter. I didn't bring any glue with me, because the only glue is necessary is from here to here. So in this case, I would glue I would not glue this part right here. I would glue from here to here. That would hold the pocket down good enough. And likewise here. And like I said before, what I end up with are, these will not, I don't think, fit. Well, yeah, they probably do fit if I wanted. No, they wouldn't. See, the glue would interfere with it down here. But these are made, I made especially for inserting into the side pockets. So I can decorate these and so on and so forth. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah, this little file folder this would fit in there if I wanted to, and fit there, and as well as other small little ephemera. So I've done that with all of G. Kerr's pages for her French collage. Here's another one. Let's see if I, oh, yep, I did do the back. And as I said, this was a misprint. It's not even going to show or matter. But by doing this on the computer, I'll do this one more time. It's just too much fun and too easy to do. Let's see if I can find my dividing line, sort of like right there. Yeah. And like I said, it doesn't really matter too much because of the collage nature of the paper itself. But see, this reads now properly, and so you can kind of enjoy it. And this, I would just put right where I had it before, where I put the mark, and then, and you can pick out what you want. This one here, I apparently didn't fold it properly. Yeah, I'm trying to do this looking through the camera. There it goes. Close enough. Yeah, so there we are. And snip, 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 and snip. And as I like to do it, snip it here and snip here. So now the folio part is done. For a little bit of glue right here and here. Fold it in half. And again, the pockets. What did I do with those things? I just had them here a second ago. Oh yeah, here they are. The slide in pockets, which you can decorate. And in fact, maybe G. Kerr could give you some tags for the one sheet. I call these one sheet wonders, but other people have different names for them. But I love them because they have little tags on the out. I mean, tabs built in on the outside. You can have fun decorating this. And I think most of her tags would fit in here anyway. Several of her ephemera pieces. Now this one I didn't put a border on the edge. As you'll notice, this one I did. And let's see, most of them I have done. This one here I designed a little bit of lace trim and put that on the border. And but you can see the folios are easy to make. So I probably will contact her and share the idea with her and see if in the future any of the, I buy a lot of kits, and it's not like I, whoops, that one didn't work out so well. I don't know what I did. Anyway, it's hardly noticeable, as you can see. So, yeah, because if they offered all the beautiful pages that they do for people who are interested in really, really making these, and these are so much fun. They can stand alone. You can use them as pages. You know, if you get them exactly the right size all the time, folded, you can insert one inside of the other and make really interesting little booklets out of them. And they don't take up much space, so there's not a lot of glue to make them thicker. You could make pages out of them. You could make little booklets out of them. So they have a lot of versatility and something a little bit different in my mind. Fun to do. As I said, I've done them. I've been playing around with this little idea using napkins. I don't know. This one's very floppy. I don't know what kind of paper I used for this one. This one is a napkin that I transferred onto 8.5 by 11 paper. And I think that's little crepe paper I put in there. And this one here has a little, these are built in. These were done by TaylorMade Journals. This is a napkin that I did. I think this is one of the first ones I did. Obviously, I haven't glued down the sides. And then I realized it has a pocket here, which is cool. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 places to put stuff. And, yep. So I've made a lot of these. I love making them. And I'm pretty much got the system down so I can mass make them and have them ready to go. And the French lady at Le Café Craft covers up cereal boxes, which I did as well when I realized that they would fit. These would fit in the end of this particular cereal box. So this is where I pretty much keep them for when I want them. And I haven't even folded all of them up yet. Well, here's another one that I just made from G-Car's paper. But isn't it interesting how fascinating the reading is and the fun is when you, even though you can't read the text. I don't know, it's nice. And like most people have said, it most of the time doesn't matter. But I like it. So that's why I do it that way. But if the papers came printable that way, how nice. You know, what a nice little addition that would be, right? So I even added and manufactured digitally a trim for this. Okay, let's see. There's one more that I just printed out, and I have not done the edging, which is really what I like to do before I even fold it, is take this and edge it like that. You don't even have to go all the way down to the part that flips up. You really don't, because you won't see it, but go ahead and do it. But anyway, this is the easy way. Instead of, and then of course you might want to darken the edges as well. But this is what I call pretty fast. But of course you have to have designed the pieces like I showed you. But you don't for every piece. You could try, if you have a non-directional piece of paper, just try it and fold it at those increments or somewhere near there. Fold the top part down, say 4.5 inches, 5 inches for the middle, 5, 9.5, and the rest would be, yeah, a 1.5 at the bottom. So you could use those measurements. But since I've done it digitally, and I've tried to make sure I have a marker when I fold it down so I can see more or less where best to fold it, because it's already got the edge now. And this one got the edge right here. And then this folds over. Clip the corners. Being much more careful than I am. Get them right. And glue, as I said, from here to here. So you might just glue this top piece down. And there you have it. You have a lovely, lovely little folio. And I might have to trim that piece. I don't know why it's sticking out. I didn't fold it properly. That's the reason why. Yeah, because it's down here. So all I have to do is slide it over there just a tad and rectify that. So I don't even have to cut it. Whoops, maybe I do. Maybe I do. I don't know why that turned out like that. But it did. Yeah, there it is. I just didn't have the fold completely proper. I was in too much of a hurry. But I think you can get the idea. And how pretty that is. Add a little lace to the top. Add some decorations. If I were to do this one over again, I would have chosen this as the front page. But pretty both cases. Back page, front. Okay, so that's it. Nope, one more. I forgot to do this one. Not being in such a hurry, I think I will just... See, I did overlap it a bit more, but, you know, with that little bit of color there, it doesn't really matter. And this one here, I have not added a trim to it, so it doesn't have... I like when it has something darker here. So for some reason, when I was on the computer and got called away, I did not do that. But, so that's another opportunity for you to add your own embellishment of trim. But there's the front. Open, tuck, tuck, pocket, pocket, and back. So there's another one. Isn't this pretty, though? This particular collection is just beautiful. I love the combination of text, papers, and beautiful flowers. I think they're just gorgeous. And I've bought a whole bunch of kits, and I almost always do this with them, so I can have these folios, which I love. Aren't they pretty? Look at how gorgeous they are. And I love my little flower one. Made these just since yesterday, no problems, very easy. And I'm probably not finished. I think maybe there's one or two more I haven't done yet. But I was having some people coming to do work around the house, so I wasn't able to spend all of my time. But anyway, I love them, and this kit is marvelous. And in terms of mass making, this is pretty fast, I think. I don't know how long this video is, but pretty